Dunn
and Drew.
Make sure y'all subscribe.
And also click the bell to get notifications for right when we upload new videos.
Dunn and Drew, baby.
Swear I should be locked up for stupid that I did, but I'm a champion. So I turn tragedy to triumph. Make music that's fire. Put my soul through the wire.
Is that alcoholic or not?
Zoom. It's not. And let me explain what it is in case listeners want to taste or try it. It looks like Pepto-Bismol. It's non-alcoholic. If you're trying to recover or stay away from the cabinet, you know which cabinet I'm talking about. It's got 80% water, 19% cranberry juice, 1% heavy whipping cream. So if you get heavy whipping cream, cranberry juice, water, it's all you need, and this is delicious. It's a great refreshment, but it's also kind of a dessert. It kind of tastes kind of sweet. That's what the whipping cream does.
And how did you find this drink?
Well, my dad would always make the drink. He called it by his name. It's cranberry water. I think I've talked about that on here.
Here we go.
Cranberry water. But one time, I don't know why, very random, added whipping cream. And tastes good.
Experiment. Came out good. Great.
So, where are we? Intro.
Oh, god damn, I'm swole.
Why'd you get up? The episode just started.
I know. I'm not going nowhere. Relax.
All right. So, I'm going to intro the show. So here we go.
Reposado.
Did you like my intro video, by the way?
I loved it. The people loved it.
Did it get you? Did it make you kind of? I know you said it made you emotional. Did it make you miss me or miss football? Which one did it make you miss more?
More. See, you can't say more because I was gonna say both.
But which one more?
I can't miss both equally.
No. You gotta miss me more.
But like, our moments are defined during football season usually. So without one, is there the other? I'm joking. Yeah.
No football season, we're not friends.
Yeah, it was just funny that you used most of the footage from the Bills tailgate. I guess that was the most wild footage we had.
I tried to keep it even, but yeah, that was some great shots in that one.
Yeah, miss it.
Although me puking after drink, well, actually that wasn't right after drinking Henny, but me puking, I think that was
That was not the Henny game.
No, what was that?
We didn't throw up that game. Preseason game.
Imagine.
Henny for Henny.
Yeah.
You had to puke for the playoffs.
No, because I wasn't wearing super warm clothes in that video.
I almost made a joke about you sticking your finger down your throat to make yourself puke, and I'd be like, I never do that. I would never do that. I would just drink again and
to make
projectile
yourself
vomit.
So
I'm not doing that.
Projectile vomit. No,
Yeah.
I wanted to drink again, but I knew. Yeah, I guess if I did, I would have puked, but I just wanted to get it out.
Yeah.
I got some shout outs for everyone, so sit back, relax, and enjoy episode 137 of Dunn and Drew. First shout out goes to Daniel, who reviewed us on Apple Podcasts. He says, it's the best. Big fan of this podcast, been watching since day one. These guys are hilarious and keep you entertained the whole time. Can't argue. By the way, Eric, since you've been reading books recently in quarantine, you should check out How to Win Friends and Influence People. This seems right up your alley. I don't know if that was a diss. Does it sound like a diss?
Sounds like I should be writing that book.
How to Win Friends.
I do this already. I make friends on the daily.
Next shout goes to Ryan Barrell, who also reviewed the show on iTunes. He said, great podcast. Has me smiling the whole time. You're cute ass. Let's see
Grass.
what we got next. Shout out to Bryson Lockett _ for retweeting our show on the show link on Twitter. Appreciate you guys that are always giving us love on Twitter. Shout out to
Bryson.
Ryan. What?
I was hype man. Ad libs.
Okay. Shout out to Ryan Kovac, Sean Kinsley, Sebastian, Jake Hewitt, Jacob Sadler, Chris Gainey, Obnoxious Jags fan, Isaac Salazar, Nathan Arriaga, Ryan Scallett, Jeff Schmidt, Savish J something, Will Kraft.
If you're going to shout them out, you better say the name.
Zach Harrison, and Zachary Greenwald. They all commented on episode 136 video on YouTube. We're getting some good interaction. I like the YouTube comment section. I hope that grows.
You better.
I'm a
better
fan.
like it.
I'm a fan of the YouTube comment section.
Yeah. You upload and you sit in it. Reply to everybody.
Yeah, I do. You see that?
Yeah, I see it.
You take care of Instagram. I'll do YouTube.
Been doing it since the beginning, buddy. Shout out to all the listeners who have. Oh,
if you haven't now, please subscribe to us on YouTube.
I'll wait.
Like if you're on your phone, if you're on your computer, actually, yeah, just open it up. Go to youtube.com/Dunn and Drew, or go on your phone, open the YouTube app, comes with your phone, and type in Dunn and Drew and just subscribe. Takes like a few seconds. And if you don't watch the whole thing, when you listen to this on your podcast app, there's gonna be moments where you're gonna want to see us the way we look at each other.
Right.
Sometimes. Like sometimes I just get lost in those
in my eyes, in the glare of my eyes
Yeah.
from my computer screen light.
I mean, I'm doing it right now. Wow. Okay. Whoa. Okay. Go.
That cranberry water whipped cream.
Yes.
Hitting.
Hitting.
Yes, we have the data, so we know you guys are watching the YouTube videos because we get over 1,000+ listens, but not
Over
1,000+.
1,500.
1,000+ is still in that range.
I know,
so
but
it could be up to 1 million.
Yeah.
1,000+. Just let
True.
It, wherever it is.
Let your imagination flow.
Exactly. So, like you said, go to YouTube, subscribe, watch the highlights. You ain't need to sit there and watch. So actually, yeah, you do, because we try to get monetized. We need all those watch hours.
Oh yeah, we need your video hours.
Just leave the video on and let it run. If you go over to shower, let it run. Help us out.
Oh, true.
Yeah, that's what I do for some of my boys on YouTube.
Yeah,
you go to bed at night, let it ride.
Let it ride.
Go to bed at night, let it ride. Oh, now you pouring. Talk about that a little later. And I usually don't have shout-outs, but I got shout-outs this time because something major happened. But shout out to all the listeners that have tuned in the past 4 consistent weeks. I think this is week number 5. Pat myself on the back, and you, if I could, Drew. I looked at the data. Shout out to all the countries that we have listeners in. Gonna do a toast for that.
Toast to that.
Why we around the world?
Around the
global?
world. Cheers
Why
to
we
being
international?
International. Dunn and Drew goes international.
Shout out,
Cheers.
obviously, USA and Canada. Morocco is 3rd. We got motherfuckers in Africa listening to this. United Kingdom, Austria, Mexico, Ireland, Oman. I'm not sure where the hell that is, but shout out if you're in Oman. Or maybe it's Oman. Oman. Then we got Germany, Sweden, Guam, South Korea. I think it's a Caribbean island. Norway. I got a girl up in Norway. If she's the one listening, shout out. Can't wait to see you, girl. Benedicte, shout out. She don't listen. It's probably dudes. And then we had one listener in each of these countries. Russia, Jamaica, Australia.
I want to see.
Brazil.
Hey, if you're in any of these obscure ones, please let us know. Find a way to contact us.
Yeah, if you're in the Middle East, shout out.
Middle East. Do we have any in the Middle East?
I think that's where Oman is.
Okay.
I think it's south of Yemen.
So we need some more representation in the Middle East. So
for sure. And we don't have the most listeners in Ashburg, Virginia anymore. Our top 5 cities are Jacksonville. Go figure. Shout out to everybody listening from Jacksonville.
Which is weird, not being like we're almost an anti-Jaguars podcast with how much we're not a Jaguars podcast.
Right. Exactly. Second, we got Atlanta. It's right there by Jacksonville, borders Florida. Shout out everybody in Atlanta. Then this obscurity, Clarksville, Tennessee. Shout out. Any surrounding cities. If you're in Clarksville, Tennessee, Take Dunn and Drew to Nashville, Murfreesboro. I think that's in Tennessee. I'm not
Just
sure.
walk around with a boombox.
Go to Memphis. We need more blacks. Chicago and Cleveland wrap up the top 5 in cities. I know we got a lot of Ohio listeners. And Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh's not too far behind Cleveland. So shout out to everybody in Pittsburgh. We will see you guys at the bank this season. Both of you guys,
Hopefully.
Browns and Steelers, we hope. And Bears. Chicago. Also, shout out to Clayton Jackson. He had a birthday Thursday, May 21st. He's a listener of Dunn and Drew. And the only reason I know that is because Dunn and Drew is now part of an exclusive community. It's just called Community. And it tells us when your birthdays are. So, if you not only want a birthday shout out, but you want to get shouted out on the show, receive exclusive behind the scenes podcast content, get early access to podcast updates, news, and more, text Dunn and Drew to 386-204-6499. You can run that back. Text Dunn and Drew to that number. And for all other shout outs that Andy gives, just keep engaging with our social media content on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, or DM us some thoughts. But text that number, you'll get exclusive access to stuff. Right now, I think we got over 100 people. I'm not giving y'all specifics. It's over 100. We got over 100 people strong in the Dunn and Drew community signed up for exclusive access. So sign up with that number, and we will get you going on this behind-the-scenes trip. I'm about to send a message now and tell them we're recording right now.
Ooh.
How about I do that?
With a picture? Can you do that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay, let me know when to smile.
Yes, sir. I gotta open my app. Dunn and Drew. I'm gonna send it to everybody. Take a photo or video. Oh, turn the flash off. Smile.
Hold on.
Goofy ass.
You see,
You
I'm
guys can see.
rocking the bandana. When I was editing, God, I'm cute. You're cute. We're cute. When I was editing our intro, I was like, shit, I need to bring the headband back. Although, wrong headband, I know. The other one I wore playing tennis yesterday was a little sweaty. But it's going to go through the wash, and it'll be back in rotation very soon. You done?
Yep, it is sent to all the Dunn and Drew members. All right, there's over 100, like I said.
God, exclusive as fuck. And there's like millions wanting to get in there. So only
Yeah.
100 right now.
Right now.
Like, you can message us, see if we'll add you. Oh, what did I get? Just got a message.
Oh, I got a message too.
Let's see what it says.
Looks like we're both signed up for Dunn and Drew exclusive access. In the recording booth.
in the recording booth. That's cute. That's cute. Let me know if anyone replies.
They will.
Yeah, I know. So let's talk sports real quick,
do it.
and then we'll talk the fun stuff. Just kidding. We got some sports to talk about today.
Another one. Let's do another one.
We are filming this in the middle of the match between Tiger, Peyton, and Mickelson and Brady. They are playing golf at Tiger Woods. What is it? His home course in Florida. I
guess. Yes.
And they're currently getting poured on. It's not good weather anywhere in Florida really today. I'm surprised that they played. Do they play normal golf when it rains like that? Or do they
not a downpour.
Not a downpour like they're doing. I'm
Right.
wondering if they're like,
It let up though.
because they can't do it tomorrow, Memorial Day probably have plans. They just didn't want to reschedule it, so they said, fuck it. I mean, I know
Yeah.
I think Brady's earpiece went out because of all the rain. They did a nice little piece on why Ernie's staying home. Did you see that? I didn't.
I saw him on the screen, but I had it muted, so I didn't see what
Ernie
he
has a
was
son
saying.
that has a bunch of issues, so he didn't want to risk it by going to the tournament.
By traveling and all that.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Charles has been funny. I've noticed that not enough talking. I know while watching, I was like, can someone please say something? like the players. But apparently, I guess if they're taking it really seriously, then they're gonna be more quiet. But I was expecting more jokes between all the players.
It was a little quiet the first hole, but then Peyton Manning picked it up with his jokes mostly. And then when Phil Mickelson talks, he's usually giving analytics about his next shot, and then he does exactly what he says, and it works out. So I thought that was pretty cool because I don't know nothing about golf, and it pisses me off because I roomed with golfers all throughout college, and they never took me out on the course to play.
Well, that's
I never inquired, but like still drag me out.
That's like me living with my dad for 21 years. He covered golf his whole life, goes to the Masters every year, but I know shit about golf. And he's taken me to the driving range a few times, but not good
enough.
Sight. Not a good sight for me. I get too angry, and he also has the same kind of anger issues when it comes to sports as I do. So we're not a good mix.
Yeah, golf is probably the most frustrating sport to play.
Yeah, I don't know if we said this when we were reviewing the All-In challenges, but Tiger Woods actually has an All-In challenge, and it includes a private putting lesson with him. And I saw Phil Mickelson also has one where if you win, you get 18 holes with him. These are just insane access, and I'm saying that because it ends tonight. So by the time you listen to this, it'll probably already be closed, and we'll start learning the winners of these things, which will be interesting. And I can't wait for the videos or the pictures that come out when people are actually partaking.
While it was downpouring, I saw obviously the cameraman out there, and it made me think, because you a videographer out here, A Willis Production, shout out. Would you have taken a cameraman job for this
Free?
event?
Would I have not been paid?
You'd be paid.
Then of course.
But I'm like, you're not going to get to talk to the players probably much.
Yeah,
maybe
but saying that you did that, it's pretty cool.
Resume, yeah, I guess for the resume. Like, yeah, I shot the match. So much money. Every hole sponsored.
Oh, is it?
TNT raking that cash in.
I didn't
asked
pay
my dad.
Oh wow, yeah, I didn't pay too close attention. I was cooking while watching, but yeah, I guess that makes sense if the money's being donated to coronavirus relief.
But that's the thing. They said at the beginning that the players were the ones donating the money that was won. So
the TV,
all these sponsorships and stuff are being collected by the network, unless they're chipping in as well. Who knows? I don't know. It's all in the paperwork that we don't get to see. But it's like hole 3, Audi long drive, hole 4, Progressive, hole 5, Capital One, hole 8, Michelob Ultra. It's like, Jesus Christ. Hole 10, Dunn and Drew. Yeah.
So why even have commercials? Yeah, can you imagine? I'm surprised that that's not a real thing in real life. I'm surprised we're not watching. Well, the Masters, that's too classy to have commercials on the putts or holes, but something like the players, I'm surprised every hole isn't sponsored.
Yeah, it's usually just one sponsor throughout the entire event.
Can you imagine that? Can you imagine NASCAR every lap?
Every lap.
And this lap's brought to you by.
It's crazy, bro. The checkered flag.
GoDaddy.com. What?
The checkered flag lap is sponsored by Credit One. So stupid.
I love it.
Credit One checkered flag. Shitty bank canceled them. Get to that later. Will we? I knew that was coming.
So speaking of coronavirus relief, when I was revisiting, while I was editing our intro, and I was revisiting our tailgates and stuff.
Stay bragging. We get it. You edited it.
It's a good video. All I did was take your edits and just put them together. I was like so surprised because all these people exchanging drinks, pouring liquor into people's mouths, and hugging and kissing. I'm like, I am shocked that coronavirus wasn't created sooner, especially in like a tailgate like this.
Maybe that made us immune to all the other diseases that are out there.
Possibly. Maybe that's why we haven't gotten
shit.
Maybe that's why we haven't gotten coronavirus yet.
Maybe. I was seeing that shit. I was like, damn, I was drinking out of this dude's mug.
Right.
People are pouring Fireball into my mouth. You know how many people's mouths are on that?
With no fear at all. So weird. I mean,
And if we get football back, I'm going to do the same thing.
But it's not like if we get football back, it's gone.
I know, but I'm not going to be like, oh no, don't want Corona. I mean, run me that Fireball, man.
Oh man. Yeah, maybe I'll pour everything into my mouth.
But that's why at the end of each game, usually the next day, throats were sore as hell. all that swapping and sharing and alcohol and no hydration.
And yelling when you're in the game.
So maybe football built us for this moment.
Yeah, maybe. And then the circle up, when you slap everyone's hand, you're touching everyone's hand. And then no one has hand sanitizer.
Never wash my
I never
washed
washed them. And I touched everyone's hands.
Only time I would wash my hands is after I pee. I would wash my hands in the stadium if I went to go take a piss. I wouldn't just walk out.
I mean,
but
at
a lot of
that
people
time,
don't.
What's there to worry about? The flu. And even then, we know what we're
Who's thinking
expecting.
about that? Yeah, who's thinking about that?
I mean, we don't
I'm
know
thinking
the
about
depth.
how I'm going to feel after the game.
Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking about.
How that hand
Pounding
was gonna
headache
hit.
by halftime. Fun, though.
In one of the strictest coronavirus I don't know how to say it, in New York City, or the state of New York, that's been the most affected by coronavirus in America. New York Governor Andrew Cuomo has given the sports industry the okay to practice if they follow social distancing. You know what's funny with all these people's okaying things, like especially here, okaying things with social distancing in mind. Like on my drive home, I saw 2 bars that were just packed. People just going about like nothing's changed. It's crazy. Like
Yeah.
everything's back to normal. No one's following the rules. No one cares.
Yeah, it depends, business to business. But for the most part, most people don't give a shit. I was actually at a bar yesterday, out for drinks with Zane, good buddy. It was just the two of us. And the bar we went to actually had like a 2-hour wait. There was,
Really?
the bar wasn't open. The tables were distanced appropriately. Every table had a bottle of sanitizer given to them.
Was that Outriggers?
Flagler Tavern.
Oh.
All the waitresses had masks on, so they were taking it into consideration. But then you make 15 steps down and you got the beach and just everybody doing their own thing. So it just depends. But for the most part, everybody's out and about doing their thing because Florida's opened up and we're like one of the few states that have everything pretty much opened up. Gyms are about to be opened up this week.
And speaking of Florida opening up, there was a video that has been circulating online of Daytona Beach yesterday. Like a few videos of Daytona Beach yesterday. I'm
my
upset
city,
that you
man.
weren't there. Why weren't you
Why?
there?
You want me to get that Rona, boy? I told you if I get it, I'm gonna be on this podcast still though. Coughing and shit.
Did you say that? Because I actually had that thought. Like if I get
Corbett.
this, what better way? Like no one's documenting it. I haven't seen anyone like document it like we could on here. I think I would
Yeah.
get on this microphone, half alive, and if I die, how that'd be content. I'd still be from the grave. I'd be
For one of
content
us.
God. Yeah, for one of us.
Yeah, one of us would have to watch one of our deaths, edit it, and upload it. Co-host dies on live stream.
Yeah, that's the title.
Thanks.
And can you
And
give
then
me
what?
the okay?
You take off.
Can you give me the okay, and I'll give you my okay right now?
Yeah.
If I die from coronavirus, you have permission to use that headline. Co-host dies of coronavirus.
Yeah.
Hopefully it's on air.
If any sort of malfunction in my body happens while we're doing this, you can
Yes.
post it. Like if I have a
Yes.
heart attack, stroke.
And you can post mine as well. So there's permission.
Well, I'm nervous.
If my family says something, then post it. They don't know how to find this content. Post it
Yeah.
anyway.
This is our verbal will.
Yeah.
And it's all on my computer, but they're gonna need the password to
Yeah.
get all that stuff.
That's gonna be uploaded on YouTube.
I thought about that because I did write a will, and I was like, if I just died, just randomly, my parents gonna find my fleshlight. They're gonna go see my OnlyFans account.
He says this even though he knows he posts this shit to his public Snapchat.
No, I don't.
Oh,
Actually, I did make the coronavirus music video with the fleshlight in it, with the pussy lip showing. But
Jesus.
my dad and sister, they never question anything I do, and my mom doesn't follow me on any of those platforms, so I'm usually in the clear.
Do they have asshole fleshlights?
They do.
So
Not
it's-
interested though, but they got them. Are you interested?
No, I'm good. So yeah, like I was saying, that Daytona Beach crowd. Let's pull up the video now, and let me make note to add that. Pull up
This link.
yeah, click that. I'm sure you already saw it, but just I assume it was a music video. I can only imagine. I just didn't see anyone with a camera, but
Just a helicopter.
But the police it's the sheriff's office police helicopter. They're circling around, helping out the city police department survey, like crowd control, I imagine. So they see this giant gathering of a couple hundred people, and he pulls up over with the helicopter, and
A few hundred.
probably a few hundred, zooming in and trying to figure out what's going on. I think it was a music video because there's people, they're like dancing around the car. There's two people that come out of the sunroof and start throwing out cash and dancing. So I assume it's a music video. If not, they're just really lit.
I don't think it was a music video. I actually saw.
Really?
Yeah, I think people came. It was like a big planned thing. It's an event called
Is it
Orlando
okay.
Invades Daytona.
Okay, that's
I
what
guess, and it
that's
was
what I heard
hosted
as
by
well.
strippers. So that
Jesus.
explains the money or whatever.
Daytona Beach is on the come up.
I mean, we're the only beach open, so
No, you're not.
they're not driving over to Clearwater, boy. They said, let's go to Daytona.
Yeah, thank God.
But I know we're not locals. Because the locals not doing this here.
No.
So we got invaded.
Now what happens?
Nothing. People forgot about this already. What's the topic of the day? Tiger Woods playing golf. That's what we're focused on today. But, seeing stuff like this and then, I was going to take it.
But you don't know what Ozarks is.
No, I don't. But I was going to say, like, then the video that I saw of, like, all those people in the lake. But that's next.
Yeah, that's the Lake of Ozarks, which is a real place, which is what the show Ozark is set in. Hence the name.
Oh, interesting. Still haven't watched.
You gotta. Like, I'm in this show and I'm in season 2 and like
Hurry up.
It's nonstop. It's nonstop, just like twists and turns, and I'm like, how can this get any crazier? It's just it's always stimulating you. There's no downtime. There's no time to catch your breath. It's pretty good. It really balances character development and narrative at the same time as twists and turns, like dramatics. Very like unlike many other shows that I really love. Like, it does it really exceptionally well, because most things, if you do too many crazy things, it starts getting unbelievable. And I'm like, all right, you lost me there. You kind of jumped the shark. But these, it's like, okay, that's crazy, but yeah, I get that. It's actually really good. I'm really impressed.
So is it popular because of the show and it wasn't shit before the show?
Is what
Lake
popular?
of the Ozarks? The lake.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah, no one knew about this until the show. So now when anything happens there, like there was a boat fire the other week, and it made the news. I was like, that wouldn't have made the news unless Ozark was a thing. Because people are like, more crime is happening in Lake Ozark. I watched the show.
This is in Missouri, right?
Yeah.
Random ass state.
Yeah.
So the point is
So the video.
Oh.
Yeah, bunch of people there. The point is, white people are crazy too.
We're all crazy because we're all in this together, like the High School Musical song. So, like Barack Obama said, use your best judgment. If you get it, you get it, but stay your ass indoors. NFL. I don't know if you guys saw, but Tom Brady has a 9-part documentary coming out in 2021. And I think LeBron's is coming out right after that. Were you about to snore?
I was snoring, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, I had not finished The Last Dance yet. I actually binge watched 6 episodes 2 days ago because I was trying to finish it before this episode, but I didn't get around to it. I got 4 left. Loving it.
Are you? Good.
Yeah, because I never seen Jordan play like you roasted me in that previous episode where we were picking teams. And there's dope footage to see.
It's incredible access.
There's things I never knew. I knew Charles Barkley hadn't ever won a ring, but I didn't know he lost to Jordan in the finals, you know? And then Isaiah Thomas, when they fucking swept his ass and they didn't shake his hands.
Yeah, I didn't know about that either.
I thought that shit was
That was hilarious.
funny.
Like, what is your take there? Are they? Is that okay to do? Like,
I mean,
you get swept. Is sportsmanship that big of a deal? Do you think?
I just think back then, like, even though there were deep rivals and in the NBA, people still shook hands at the end of the day. But I think just because their history was so violent and personal that the Pistons just said, fuck this, we're out of here. And I think it's more so because they just got beat terribly. If they didn't get swept, they probably would have been like, yeah, good game. But they got their ass handed to them after winning 2 straight NBA finals. So, yeah, they were feeling some type of way after that.
You know, the Sports Talk had a field day. I guess ESPN was the only one. You know, ESPN probably had a field day with that the next day about how they didn't shake hands.
Right.
Can you imagine if that happened today? That would be on Skip and Shannon. It would be on First Take. It'd be on Scott Van Pelt. What else? It'd be on Dunn and Drew. Shit. Maybe, unless we had some other shit to talk about.
But because I'm reading the memoir from the creator of Nike, I thought it was cool to see how Nike acquired Jordan during that whole Air Jordan era.
They didn't talk about that in the show.
Yeah.
They didn't talk about when Nike... Well, actually, they did. They did talk about shoes, but not...
They didn't go in depth, really.
They didn't touch too much on what made Michael Jordan such a good businessman, which I was interested in.
Yeah. He said he wanted to go... Imagine the things that would have been different if he chose Adidas, because he wanted to go Adidas.
Yeah.
When Converse shoes were at the top of the game right back then, and he wanted to go Adidas, and then he chose Nike, which was known as a track shoe, obviously, because obviously the creator was a track star. So it was mostly a track shoe
so
for,
at the time, it was
for
track
years.
Shoe.
Yeah. For like 2 decades, it was a track shoe, and then they started signing tennis players, and they got into basketball really late. So I guess Jordan was the first basketball athlete. But in the book, it stops at like 1980. They signed Jordan in 83. So I don't know if they talk about – I didn't get there yet. I don't know if they talk about going into the NBA or trying to, but I'll see.
How old is this book?
2016.
Why wouldn't he talk about when he signed Jordan?
I don't know. He talked about from the grassroots up to 1980, from 1962 to 1980, because I skipped ahead to see the last year that he talks about in the book, and it stops at 1980.
Strange. Speaking of weird timelines, do you have the same? Do you have the same issue with the documentary that I do about how it jumps from present? Let me lay out, because I don't want to forget what I'm about to argue. Let me go first. I know it's The Last Dance, and I feel like they would have done a better job going from beginning. Okay, maybe not. Okay, so I get it. They want to go through the last year of the Bulls. It's called The Last Dance. Makes sense. Great documentary. But they have all this good footage of all the years leading up to it, and they want to tell Michael Jordan's story. I feel like they wanted to do too much of that. You're supposed to like go through the year with just sprinkle in where it makes sense. They would go, and plus for viewers like me who don't know the timeline, they would just say, they would take the timeline and they say, all right, we're on, what was it, 98 was the last year, right? Mm-hmm. Then they'd go back and they'd say 1993. I don't know what the fuck is in 93. I don't know how many titles he has by then. I don't know who's good, who's not, or where Michael Jordan is in his year in his career. And then the next episode maybe they go to 97, and then the next one they go like back to 92. It had me so all over the place. I was like, I just have to just watch and just, I don't know.
Yeah, I understand your frustration watching it. Did you binge watch or did you watch week to week?
Week to week.
Yeah, that's why while I was watching, I was like, I can understand people's frustration when they're watching 2 episodes every week. But I was watching them back to back to back to back to back. So I thought it was a way better way to watch a timeline like that, just back consistently. Because while I was watching it, when the first time they did that, starting from like 98, then going all the way back to when they drafted Pippen, I Googled Michael Jordan's years.
Yeah, that's
so
what every episode I watch, I was like, I should Google Michael Jordan's timeline. That would really help me here, but I never did.
Yeah, because he was in the NBA for 8 years before he won his first finals, and they won 6, but they had 2 3-peats, and then the 2 years that they didn't, in between then, I don't know what happened. I don't know if they talk about it yet or I missed it, but in the 94, 95 years, I don't know what happened there. I might have missed it, or I just haven't seen it yet.
Where he didn't win?
Yeah, but in between the 3-peats, yeah.
You know what happens when you see it.
I'm on episode 7.
Did
he take? Was that his hiatus?
That was his baseball.
Oh, because at the beginning he says he took a hiatus, but I thought the hiatus was in after the 6th year. Not.
It was after his dad died, and he played baseball.
Okay.
And then came back like at the end of he missed the whole season, then came back at the end of the next season after that.
Okay, and I ain't seen it yet.
And I think they lost the title when he came back at the end of that season.
Yeah,
they didn't win. I don't even think they made it to the finals. And then they won 3 in a row after that.
Yeah, but Jordan, I don't think Jordan ever missed the playoffs.
Yeah, probably.
When they were showing him against the Celtics, against Bird's team, when he got them to the playoffs on a losing record, and they played the Celtics as a 8th seed. I thought they were about to win that series, but then I looked at the year, and I was like, oh wait, they didn't win this year because they got beat by the Pistons back-to-back years, and then they came back and had to play them in the Eastern Conference Finals, and that's the year they won their first title, and then it just kept going from there.
Yeah, I didn't know it took him so long. I mean, I guess I did because I'd see the comparisons between him and LeBron, but it took him a while to win a title. Like, he's drafted in 84, didn't win until, was it 93?
Yeah, took him a while, but he was kicking everybody's ass individually. He just didn't have anybody around him. And then Phil Jackson came along, and they did the damn thing.
I don't understand his marriage to Phil Jackson.
Like, he didn't like him at first, but then when they started winning together, that's when he
said, "I won't play with anyone else." I don't get that.
Well,
I also don't get you already. This isn't spoiling anything, but the GM says, "I don't care. You could go 82-0 and you're still not coming back next season."
Yeah.
Why? The fuck? Is it your money, bro? It's not your money. It's the team's money. Pay the coach. He's the best coach that you have.
You're just really fucking selfish.
That's weird.
It is weird.
What, are you going to coach the team? If you care that much, if you want that much credit, why don't you go coach the team? Does he want credit for hiring?
He was just trying to get at Jordan, I guess, make him unhappy, which is weird considering what you want to do. Don't you want to win? You want to win like decades of championships? Doesn't make any sense that you're trying to tear shit apart when everything's going so well.
And knowing that Jordan said that he would leave if you fired him. Oh God. You won't. Yeah, you'll see it when you get there.
Yeah. Great doc though. Great doc. Tom Brady's.
No, I think that's gonna be Tom Brady. This is gonna be great if they have good access.
I guess they're going to be having access all season this year. The
True.
Bucks, and then if he stays another.
Have they picked the Hard Knocks team? I know Bucks were just on it, but I don't think it's gonna.
I don't think they did. Oh, I'm smelling this tequila, and it does smell a little like oak, like the oak barrels. Interesting.
I gotta try that one.
You do. It's really good.
Here's some other NFL news. Russell Wilson wants Antonio Brown in Seattle. That's all I got.
What team doesn't want Antonio Brown besides the
I
Patriots?
think a lot.
I mean, what players want it? That's what I meant to say.
Okay. Tom Brady.
Ja.
I don't know. They're kind of boys.
He came out saying he wants him too.
They're kind of boys on Instagram. AB is always commenting on Tom Brady's Instagram posts.
MJD at 6, he said. He's good to go.
Wow. So we will have Maurice Jones-Drew on here. NFL Network personality. I'm going to call him a former Jaguars player. He was never on the Raiders in my recollection of history.
Like when I tweeted Dwayne. Remember Dwayne Wade on the Cavs? Everyone's like, no. Dwayne Wade played all his career with the Miami Heat.
Yes,
MJD
exactly
played his
how I
entire
feel.
career with the Jags.
That's exactly how I feel. We'll have to bring that up. That'll be the first thing we say. I'll write that in here.
There he goes.
There we go.
There it is.
What's up?
What's going on, guys? How are you?
Doing well.
Good. Welcome to Dunn and Drew.
Right on.
All right, yeah, me and him actually had to run and put on our Jaguars gear because we actually pride ourselves we pride ourselves on being Jaguars fans, but we also, because we have listeners from all NFL teams, we pride ourselves on not being a Jaguars podcast because sometimes we can get carried away and talk too much about the Jaguars, but we figured we could, in this scenario, I've got 7.
Is that B left?
I got that B left, and he's
I
got
got that
9.
Gerard, boy.
Ooh, that Ross. I like
So
it.
we figured if we wore these jerseys, we'd have the most camaraderie with you.
Yeah.
I couldn't find my Blaine Gabbert jersey, or else.
I mean, I played with a lot of quarterbacks. It's all good.
So we also are going to introduce you as, before this comes on, as Jones-Drew, NFL Network personality, and former Jaguars great. You were never on the Raiders, according to Dunn and Drew history.
Yeah,
Don't worry,
according to us.
Hiatus. It was all good.
Who was that? Who were you talking about, Eric, that you compared that to?
Wow. Forgot already.
Dang.
Was he an NBA player?
I think
Oh,
so.
yeah, D Wade. People say D Wade played his entire career in the Miami Heat. Cavaliers and Bulls never happened. That's how we see you.
That's how it's supposed to be.
But nonetheless, welcome to the show. We had a chance to briefly speak on draft night on the Jaguars IG Live, but here is a safe space, less pressure, don't have Jags exec in front office watching me. So it's always nice to have
I'm watching.
A player that we've been a fan of be on something that we've created. So welcome. Thank you for giving us your time tonight. And first off, let's talk about the Jags. We got to kick it off with that. Where'd he go? Oh, there
I'm
he
right
is.
here. Sorry
How are
about
you
that.
feeling? How are you feeling now that we've had a chance to wrap our heads around the draft and all the players we got and all those draft picks we had? How are you feeling about the Jags draft?
For me, when I kind of knew going in what the Jags were trying to do, right? You knew that they were trying to rebuild, kind of do a different image. You heard the trade rumors and different things. But when you look at the way they drafted, I thought they did a really good job of really addressing needs right away. I feel like, I actually had the receiver out of Texas as one of my sleeper playmakers. I forget his name. But the reason
Colin Johnson?
Yeah, Colin Johnson.
Oh, you're
I
nice.
actually was in
Nice.
high school in a
Oh.
7-on when he was a sophomore. and he was 6'5" at that time, and he was just a dominant player. When you watch him at Texas, when he got opportunities, he was a dominant player, and that's what you need. Like, this is I get it. The Jags went to the AFC Championship game with a great defense and a running game, and that's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
But you have to be able to score points in this league. That's just what it comes down to. Look at the Houston Texans. They scored points. Their defense was okay.
Look at them.
They scored points, right? And so, to me, you have to continue to build weapons around. I'm a little concerned on how they're going to utilize the receiver from Colorado. He's more of a guy, like, you just got to get the ball in his hands, less of a route runner. So I'll be interested to see how they utilize him, because I've never seen Jay Gruden in his offense utilize a guy like that before.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but defensively, I kind of see where they're trying to go, how they're trying to rebuild things and do some different things. It just comes down to the D-line and O-line play. And, I really believe that regardless of who's the quarterback, and I'll talk about my feelings on the quarterback, what I feel like they should do. I just think that they have to be able to protect Gardner Minshew and give him more opportunities with the play-action pass, and allow him to, set up the run or set up the pass by running the ball and those type of things. Now, when you talk about the quarterback position, there's a guy literally down the freeway from you in Miami that's the third-string quarterback right now named Josh Rosen. That's a top 10 talent, right? Some people have said that he was the most natural passer they've seen come out of college. Now, he didn't really get a chance in Arizona. Offensive line was horrible. Obviously, he's battling back and forth in Miami. Miami wanted to go with the more veteran guy, which is fine.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, you have Gardner Minshew. Why not trade a 5th, 6th round pick, a 4th round pick for a top 10 guy that hasn't played, right? You bring him in, you let him compete. And now we're really going to see who is who and how things work out. And let's just say Gardner beats him out. Awesome. You got a great backup quarterback. Let's say he doesn't beat him out. Now you have a top 10 pick that you got for a 4th round pick that you can actually build things around. So I just feel like that was a move that I was waiting to see happen, especially with the dynamic of the free agency quarterbacks and all those different things, not wanting to go Cam and some of these other guys.
Mm-hmm.
You had a great option down in Miami that you'd have been able to, pull a talented quarterback to come, compete. Because at the end of the day, that's all we've heard is everyone's competing for a job. Well, you need to make sure that's for every position.
Who is our backup quarterback right now?
They drafted Jake Luton.
This winning guy Glennon, who's
Oh yeah, right.
I mean,
oh my gosh, I forgot about that.
Mike Glennon, I think he's played like 20 games in his career.
And I do like the players like you're talking about, Josh Rosen. I like the players that we don't know for sure if he's good. I mean, that's always kept my hope alive as a Jaguars fan. Like we get someone who, he hasn't had that much of a chance where he came from. So let's see what he can bring here.
You know who that reminds me of?
Yeah.
Mark Brunell.
Huh.
Right? The Jags traded for Mark Brunell, a guy that didn't get a lot of time in Green Bay. You're able to make that move. You get him, and he ends up being, if not one of the best quarterbacks that we've had in this franchise, if not the best.
Yeah. The best for sure.
And the Dolphins couldn't even sell. Like they couldn't have started Rosen because they can't sell to their fan base that he just needs one more year of better O-line. So they had to go Tua.
Well, that's the thing. So you draft Tua. As soon as they drafted Tua, I would have called down. They're like, "Hey, yo, what time is it?
Yeah.
Like what are you trying to do here? Let me get this young off your hands." Because again, like if you watch, and I'm biased because he went to UCLA. I'm always going to be biased to guys that go to UCLA. I mean, Miles Jack. I mean, I'm a UCLA guy. But when he was in Arizona, he literally had no chance because their offensive line was just getting ran through. I think that he got to Miami. He showed a little promise, but he needs obviously more. You can't judge a guy off for 2 games.
Yeah.
Got the opportunity in Jacksonville with a great running game, right? Leonard Fournette, a decent defense that's getting better. And you have weapons in Chark, D.D. Westbrook. You just drafted 2 younger guys. You add an Eifert as a tight end, as a red zone target. All of a sudden, you may have something that he can work with. And so,
for sure.
I'm not in that building. If I were the GM, that's what kind of move I would have made.
Yeah.
In that building. So, hopefully their plan works out.
But you like Minshew, right?
Oh, yeah, I think – so this is my thing with Gardner. I think Gardner he's gonna give you some really good games, some borderline great games. But then also he's gonna, because of his style of play, because everything is play is never over for him. You're gonna have a ton of turnovers. That's just what goes with it. And that's a positive and a negative, right? The positive is it's gonna be exciting. He's gonna be running around, making great throws. But another negative is he may throw an interception or fumble the ball because he doesn't see the rush coming from where it comes from. So I believe that you want to get more consistent with him, but it's just how he plays the game. That's how he played in Washington State. That's how he played everywhere, right? Everywhere he's been, that's how he's played his game. That's why it translates the way it does.
I feel
we got.
Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say we got pretty lucky because, you know, if Gardner had gotten hurt and missed a significant amount of the season, we might not even be talking about Minshew being a starting quarterback for the Jags this season. We might be looking at, you know, Mike Glennon as a starting quarterback, or maybe a rookie that we drafted in the draft.
So they probably would have kept Foles, actually.
Yeah, maybe.
No.
No.
It was too big of a cap hit, I feel like. I mean, I my personal opinion with the Nick Foles deal was that the Jags felt like they were close.
Yeah.
And that they, you know, to swing for the fences. It didn't work out week one, right? He gets hurt.
Looked good for a second, though.
Got hurt off a rip, man. Off a rip.
Right. Start trading guys. And then, you know, it's kind of like, all right, well, because it didn't work out for us, we need to, you know, remove ourselves and kind of start over.
So I've proposed this question to Eric a few times. If I dropped you, this is kind of removing ourselves from the Jaguars for a second. If I dropped you into the body, this is what I'd tell Eric. If I dropped you into the body of an NBA or an NFL player, how long would it take teammates or fans to realize something was up? Like people watching on TV, like how long would it take them to think, oh, that's what's going on here? So I propose the same question to you. If I dropped you into, okay, we'll do the Jaguars. For maybe you're in Fournette's body, or you're Jones-Drew and people just forget that you're retired. You start taking handoffs for the Jags like week one, how long do you think before your teammates or the fans would be like, what's going on here? This is weird.
Well, I think if it's Leonard, I think you probably wouldn't recognize because we have personality. Size,
okay.
Running style and personality, I think we're very similar, especially from what I've heard and then from just talking to him. The way he runs the ball with the violent, obviously the way he caught the ball this past year. And then his personality, like it was funny. He was like, when all the guys were getting traded out of Jacksonville, his Twitter was the best thing going. I mean,
yes.
He was.
We were actually in a Zoom call with him during the draft. It was pretty hilarious.
Yeah, but I mean that's like he's a great dude, and so for me, I think you know that'd be different. But let's say if it was like you dropped me into like Gardner Minshew, or you dropped me into like I don't know, Calais Campbell, you would definitely see a difference because my personality and the way I play shows up completely different than like how I portray like if I'm talking to you guys, right? You know, I try to articulate and think about my answers. When I'm playing, it's aggressive, violent. And I think
we're the same on here.
Huh?
We're the same on here. We're pretty aggressive and violent on here.
Well, I was like, if you watch Calais is not a violent player. Like he's a really good player. Great. I mean, I would say he's a great player, but you never see him like just mush people, right? Like, beats guys, he gets to the quarterback, he sacks them. Like I'm the kind of guy who's gonna try to pile drive a quarterback. You know what I mean? I'm gonna drag a lineman with me and try to dump him at the end of a play if he's holding. Right. So that's just kind of how I played the game.
Taking me back.
Yeah, I mean that was back in, you know, they say the old days. It was like 14, 15 years ago.
Yeah, we miss it.
Yeah, I miss it.
Speaking about this upcoming NFL season, what's your opinion on the whole half-filled stadiums or limited fans or maybe single locations? Because I know we have a few states that said they're open to hosting professional leagues like Florida, Arizona. Do you think by August, September, when preseason and the regular season starts, that we'll be at a place where fans can attend games in the thousands? Or do you think we're going to be secluded to maybe a couple states and have games sheltered off and being held at a few locations. I know it's tough to say right now, but
No, it's not tough to say. I definitely believe there's a middle ground. I'll tell you this for right now. I can guarantee you, and I'm in the state of California, which is probably one of the more conservative states when it comes to the coronavirus and locking places down. I'm trying to figure out the most politically way to say this, but cash talks, right? Like, it was funny. I literally watch our governor, Gavin Newsom, speak all the time, and I listen to what he says because, I have businesses here that are shut down that, we're waiting on a certain stage to open and all those things. And early in May, he was like, I don't see football being played in California. I don't see that. And I don't see professional football being played in front of fans in California. That's what he said.
That's what the Raiders say too.
Yeah, I remember that.
And then maybe like a week or two ago, after the NFL kind of put out that they're going to look at, playing in neighboring states and different things, he came back out and was like, well, June 4th, we're going to let all pro sports back up. And then what it comes down to is his taxes, right?
Yeah,
and so
right.
He understands what comes with it. And I think a lot of people understand it. I think there'll be fans there. I don't know if it'll be, sold out, packed, stuff like that. And it may be, I don't know. But I think there's going to be, by the time football comes around, August, September, the NFL is going to do a great job of making sure that they have a protocol or rules in place so that people can still get that in-game experience, because there's nothing like that, right? I've been to basketball games. I've been to baseball games. I've been to soccer games. Unless you're talking about the World Cup, there's not much of an experience like an NFL football game, right? There's
college football game.
Oh yeah, college football too. Yeah.
All right. And so I to be quite frank with you, any football, Pop Warner, there's no
true.
No high school, so depending on the state, it just, that environment, that experience is what really makes football what football is. And so I believe that they're going to find a way. I think the league is doing a great job right now of working and trying to figure it out. But it's going to be important for, high schools and Pop Warner and different colleges, how they're going to play it out as well.
Yeah, I remember seeing the NCAA commissioner or president, whatever his title is, say that if students don't return to campuses on some college campuses, then there won't be any sports played there. And I know Oregon governor already said that they're not going to have any live sports through September, and that's affecting a big game that the Ducks were going to host versus the Buckeyes. So it's really been difficult to say because all of these different states are coming up with their own different rules and jurisdictions. So I know if the NFL season starts, it might start a little late because we still haven't had any training camp or OTAs or any of that. And usually that would be starting around this time.
And to be quite frank with you, you need like 2 months, right? Because if you really put it together, OTAs is the month of May. You get the first week of June. And then you start training camp in July. You're playing games in the beginning of August. You start training camp in the middle of July. So I wouldn't be surprised if the league kind of puts in a thing where, maybe it's, they start beginning of July or end of June so you can get your OTAs. You go right into fall camp. And then you go from fall camp into the season. Again, like I said, I don't know specifically because I'm not in the building. But I can see that I've heard different ways that they're trying to make it work. With the Oregon thing, it's funny because a lot of people came out and they were gung-ho about it right away, right? Like, this is how we're going to do it, blah, blah, blah. I would just say wait until, right? Because we don't know what's going to happen with the coronavirus. We don't know if there's going to be a vaccine. We don't know if there's going to be a cure. We don't know anything.
Right.
We don't know if it's going to make it through the summer, right? Because a lot of people say, the flu is, when the weather gets hot, the virus can't survive, all those different things. So you just don't know. And I try to be optimistic as possible, as well as still, doing my social distancing and, understanding and learning. But I would always try to caution people on saying something when you really don't know what's going to happen down the road. Like, that's the right thing to say at that given point in time. But I wouldn't say we're not going to play anything in September because you don't know what's going to happen in September or what's going to happen going into September. So that game still may be played.
Yeah.
I wonder if they'd say, I wonder what would come first, that they'd say, all right, we'll play without fans. Because I know there's some kind of legal binding to playing without fans or something. Would they say we're going to play without fans, or would they say first that we'll postpone the season? What do you think would come first?
Probably postpone the season.
So they'd rather, yeah.
Yeah, but because you got that, like, okay, I'll tell you a quick story. So I remember in college, we were playing Stanford in 2005, maybe, at Stanford. And this was the old farm. This wasn't the farm that everyone saw Chris McCaffrey run up and down. That was like 45,000 people. This stadium held 70,000, but only like 15 to 20,000 showed up. And it was like playing at practice.
Wow.
You cadence, it wasn't loud. Like, it was unbelievable. It was one of the hardest places to play. James Jones, one of my colleagues at the NFL Network, he said that about Detroit, that, you know, there's times in Detroit when you play the Lions that it's quiet.
Hey, just real quick, did anyone say that about, because I know we had some attendance issues for a few years in Jacksonville. Did anyone ever say that about Jacksonville?
No one ever said that. The Jags fans, like, they're loud, they're passionate. And I'm not saying the Lions fans aren't. I'm just making sure I'm not saying.
Just nobody come.
But they don't, like, sometimes they don't, like, they show up in the third quarter. Like, they may show up in the middle of the second quarter. They may show up in the fourth quarter.
I mean, it's indoors, it's cozy. It's cold outside, so you're cooling off, or you're warming up. You're defrosting.
Yeah. I mean, it's hard to play without that energy, either or going for you.
So even as an opposing team, it's still hard to play without that energy.
Oh yeah, I remember Mel Tucker. He had this thing for every away game. He said, "Burn the boats." That's what we would do. Because you know what? The only way we're going to go back home is by taking their boats. And the mentality going on the road. And so you need that hostility and all those things.
Yeah, okay.
Force that mentality as you go forward. If you're just playing at a neutral site, you're playing.
Yeah.
It's like practice.
It's like practice.
What was your favorite run? I got a few questions as like a fan of yours. I'm going to ask. What was your favorite run in your career?
Man, it was 2007 Kansas City Chiefs. I don't know what week it was. It was late. It was like middle of the season, maybe like week 7. And my rookie year, I scored like 15 touchdowns or something. And going into this, I hadn't scored yet. And so, I mean, I was getting close. Like, I would get to like the 5-yard line and get tackled, or like we'll get to the 2-yard line and be short.
Did you have yourself in fantasy that year?
Oh yeah, I have every year. I have or just like,
that's
I was like,
dope.
I'm back and I can't get it off. Like, how do I get it off? And so we're playing the Chiefs and we run an ISO play. And I remember, because it's my homeboy who I went to college. And listen, I played against this dude from Pop Warner, high school, played with him at UCLA. Then I played against him in the pros. His name was Jared Page. He was a safety. And we were running like we're going left, and I cut back right. And because I knew that he studied me and he knew my moves, I countered moved him. So I kind of, normally I would just make one cut and try to sprint and, you know, try to beat you to an angle.
Mm-hmm.
And so I knew he was going to think, I knew he was thinking that. And so I went and I kind of sold like I was going back inside, and he spun and ran, and I cut back outside and, you know, scored a touchdown. It was like, that was probably my favorite run, because it had a lot into it. It had a guy that I knew from childhood in there.
Yeah.
You know, hadn't scored in a minute. And then to be able to, you know, use a move that I was known for and then counter off, it was awesome as well.
Do you remember how many yards?
Have to pull that up.
I pulled up the stat. Do you remember how many yards it was that you ran for?
I think it was like 60, right?
Close. 52.
50?
Hey, close
52.
enough. That's close enough.
52?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I said. It was on the other side. It was on the other side of the field.
We're rounding up. Yeah.
Who would you say is your favorite back in the league right now?
You know, there's a lot of them. I'm a big fan of versatility, and versatility,
especially now.
Yeah, like, but not necessarily just catching the ball and running the ball, but guys that are willing to block, and, you know, get it how you gotta get it. You know.
Yeah. Anyway.
Big fan. Obviously, Christian McCaffrey, the way he's been utilized.
He embarrassed us last year.
I was at the Panthers Jags game, man, and it was crazy to see.
Good Lord. I've never seen anything like that.
That's how you're supposed to be utilized, right? In every facet of the game, running, throwing, everything. I love the way they utilized Leonard late in the year when they started throwing the ball a little bit more.
Mhm.
I do believe, though, they should have handed him the ball more inside the 10. They would have won more games. He would have scored more touchdowns that way instead of trying to throw the ball all the time. I mean, big fan of Le'Veon Bell always. Big fan of Dalvin Cook, Alvin Kamara. Pretty much any back that runs the ball. Like I like Saquon a lot.
Mhm.
I just have concerns with his pass blocking, and that's my issue.
Who you drafting first if you had first overall pick in fantasy this year? If you know right now. If everything stays the same.
Everyone's going to go McCaffrey. I'm not going to go McCaffrey. And I think people are now going to be to be honest, I may go D-Hop.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow. What do you think
I like
about that
that
move?
take.
That was weird.
Think about that, though.
I don't think anyone's on board with that move for the Texans.
Right? He's a pass-first offense, a quarterback that's going to throw the ball. You have weapons all around him. I mean, to me, he's probably one of the more sure things. Like I don't know what the Giants are going to do with Saquon, so I don't want to go there.
Right.
I think Dalvin Cook is going to have a great year this year. Surprising. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people because of the way that system is ran. Gary Kubiak is now calling the plays. Like he may have that Arian Foster type season that he had his first year with Gary Kubiak.
Notes.
Man, I got you. I'm gonna charge on.
Wait, listen, we do a Dunn and Drew league every year, and every year I trade my first overall pick.
So dumb. And I destroy him for it.
Why?
Because
he gets
I
bored after 2 weeks. So annoying. He did Saquon the first year. Second year was what?
Last year I traded Michael Thomas.
Jesus.
That's what I was gonna say. Michael Thomas, I'm terrified because he's gonna catch the ball 100 times.
Yeah.
And he's gonna score like. So there's a lot. I think this year coming up, there's a lot of really good players. Like, to be quite frank, Todd Gurley in the second or third round is going to be a great pick because guess what? He doesn't have to be the man. He's in Atlanta. They have first round picks all over the board.
Yeah.
I ain't seeing it.
Like it's just a lot. I think Nick Chubb is another good one.
Oh,
Probably
that was
Andy
I
got
rode
that
him to the
sleeper last year.
I rode him to the finals last year.
I'm concerned about any Patriot because I don't know how that's going to go.
Oh God, I know. Do you see how many primetime games they got? What I assume obviously it's because of the name and people want to see how they're going to be without Brady. But I feel like having primetime games that late in the season as well, people are going to be like, we get it. We get they're not as good without Brady. And I feel like it's going to be boring.
Well, you got to remember when the Rams played the Patriots, 99% of the country were rooting for the Rams.
Yeah.
People just they don't like the Patriots, which is fine. That's why you put them on there because people want to tune in to watch them lose. If they lose, I would draft their defense though, probably in the 10th round. To be honest with you, but they're going to do some damage, special team work.
That's true.
Real quick, if this meeting ends, it's because Zoom only allows us 40 minutes. So, if it ends on a good note, we'll message you saying thanks, or we'll call you right back.
All right. I would say, I'm really interested and intrigued to see what the Eagles are doing because they've added so much speed at wide receiver and all these different things. I want to see how they do and then how that affects Miles Sanders as well.
True.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
If Carson Wentz gets hurt, though, Jalen Hurts is taking over that team.
No question.
He's going to do
that to
damage.
me, that is a sign. Like, you don't pay a dude $100 million and then draft a dude in the second round, right? So they're telling you, we believe in this dude. If you get hurt, guess what? We're going to rock with him.
Right.
I have a few other questions here. What's the biggest, just you can be real quick, misconception about a player or a misconception that people had about a former teammate of yours?
Well, I just think football players in general, we get a bad rap on, not being smart or being careless. Yeah, like, don't get me wrong. Like, in any business or occupation in society, you do have your bad apples. That happens. You know what I mean? But I've come across some of the brightest minds playing football. I actually played with a guy named Michael Norris, who at UCLA was a pre-med major playing football, and now is like a doctor. One of my boys that I went to high school with walked on to Michigan, had offers other places, walked on to Michigan, earned a scholarship while still pursuing his dental career, right?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So football players, there's a lot. I mean, they're the guy that plays for the Chiefs that's literally a doctor, like went to med school while he was playing professional football to become a doctor, right? So, like, there's so many things. I think Myron Roll's another great one, who was a Rhodes Scholar, got drafted, decided to leave, and now he's a neurosurgeon. Football, there's a lot of bright minds and smart people in football, and you don't really hear about those guys. You always hear about the negative stuff. You rarely hear about the positive the guys are doing outside of football. And people need to understand, when you're playing football, that is a 365-day job. There is no day off, right? Because I remember being in Jacksonville, and if I didn't have a good game, guess what? On Tuesday, they were bringing running backs in to work out. You know what I mean? If a receiver didn't have a good game, they were bringing receivers in, or a kicker. Like, so constantly you're under pressure to perform at a high level all the time. And so for guys to be able to handle that and still be able to pursue other careers is amazing.
And nowadays, I mean, you did it as a Jaguar because you had to, being in Jacksonville, and because you're good. Building a brand outside of who you are on the football field is also like another job that they're doing.
No question. I mean, that was probably one of the toughest. Well, that's not. It wasn't. Let me clarify that. I appreciate all the people in Jacksonville who saw how bad I was early on, and still continue to support me and watch the Jaguars All Access show and listen to my Intent Excel, because those 2 or 3 years that I did that, like, I got valuable reps, and
good point.
Still very encouraging about what was going on.
Do you have a best locker room story? And this might cut off our 40 minutes while you're telling this, but do you have a best locker room story from your time on the Jaguars that you either haven't told, or a good one that you have to always tell?
Like after that Steelers game where Gerard ran 30 yards.
What happens in the locker room stays in the locker room. I've never been a snitch.
Okay.
So,
that's fair.
There are some great stories, but those are stories that won't be told.
Fair.
Meet you in person, we'll ask again.
There are top 10 NFL selling jerseys right now consists of just 4 players. Can you name the 4 players? And I'll give you a hint. Oh, you can't?
He knows.
Oh, you know. Okay.
Well, 2 is 1 for sure.
Yeah.
Tom Brady.
Yeah.
Gronk.
Yep.
And then I'm trying to think who the third one is, or the last one is, but I don't know. Who is the last one?
Just think NFL draft.
Oh, Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
There you go.
Brady's got like 5 of them or 7.
Yeah, he's got the red, the whites, the black.
Alternative.
Everyone's a Tampa Bay Buccaneers fan. Like, their fan base grew overnight.
Yep.
Like,
crazy. The Buccaneers, the most obscure team you could think of.
Hey, chill.
Forgot he's living in Tampa right now.
Oh,
Hey,
good.
speaking of Tom Brady, he's got a documentary coming out next year. I know you heard about that.
I did.
Are there any particular player documentaries that you want to see or interested in besides Brady or Jordan?
Or Maurice Jones-Drew?
I think for me, Tom Brady's is going to be very interesting to see kind of how he's able to, what he did in his career it's first of all, the position he plays allows him to do that. Secondly, like, you can play long because he doesn't have to lift weights. He does the band stuff. But I'm interested to see how he eats, right? I'm interested to see how he's able to balance family life. And, right, yeah, I'm interested how he started that, how he's balancing his family life and football, right? How is he, like, does he go through what everyone else goes through, right? I mean, I remember, coming home and kids jumping on you and you're tired and you don't want to do anything, but you have to. Like, does he go through that, or does his wife, take care of that for him? Like, I want to know, is he an a-hole? Is he like Jordan? Does he talk crazy? Which
I bet he does.
I bet he does.
I mean, we all when you want to be the best, you're going to do everything you can to push everyone around you. So I like to see that as well.
I feel like their personalities are very similar, Jordan and Brady, and I guess that's what makes you the GOAT.
Yeah, 6 rings a pop.
Hey, man, I'm not mad. He's over here sneaking it up on this golf thing right now, but
yeah, I gotta tune into that, see where they are. All right, last question from me. We got a tailgate with y'all last year for NFL Network. You guys came to our tailgate. You tailgated with us pretty much. The set was in lot. Oh God, it's been a while. What is that? Lot what? Oh, Duval and Bryan. That's right.
Yeah.
So are we gonna see you guys again back there in week 3? I guess I'm asking, like, how did that go? How was that received? The tailgate is like college game day, pretty much.
Yeah, I thought it was awesome. From what I heard, they loved it. It just depends on kind of how the season goes. I think with the fans.
I guess assuming that everyone's.
Just and again, like, it's crazy. Like, places are starting to open up, and I get it, and everyone's excited to get back out and have a good time, and rightfully so. I mean, if you've been quarantining and doing the things you need to do, like, go enjoy yourself. I just know, like, the NFL in general, they still, there's always going to be those type of concerns because this is something that we've never dealt with before, or at least since the Spanish flu in the 1918 or whatever that was.
Yeah, I don't remember that very well either.
Yeah, I don't think any of us remember that, but
paying attention in history.
Right. But I do believe that, playing that week 3 Dolphins game is going to be huge, especially if he was out there playing, right? And all the spending Miami did and all the draft picks the Jags had and all the things that are going on, that's going to be a big time Thursday night game.
Yeah, it was a really fun game. Me and Andy got special access to go down to the Bud Light zone at TIA Bank Field, which is right there at the field level behind the goalpost with unlimited drinks and food. So
don't remember
we really
much,
enjoyed ourselves
but
that game.
It was fun.
Listen, I wish I could drink, but I had to go on TV, so I got back. It's funny. I got a chance to sit with Shad Khan and watch that game. Which is
okay.
awesome.
Okay. On the boat.
I tried to. I mean, hey, I'm not mad at him. I was like, hey, I'll take a little bit of that Hennessy if you have some, and then I can remember I had to go back to TV. So
we know about that Henny.
Shad drinking Henny?
He has whatever you like.
I bet.
I'm sure he does. Last question we ask everybody: your favorite movie out of these 3: Sandlot, Mighty Ducks, or Space Jam?
Oh, Sandlot.
Yeah, 100%.
That's always the winner. Always 100%. The winner.
Mighty Ducks is cool, but it's still kind of corny. Space Jam was dope just because Michael Jordan was in there, but I have to be able to relate to those. And I remember playing baseball with my boys, like pick-up baseball and stuff like that. I actually once was chased by a dog. It wasn't it was like a golden retriever, but I still got up out of there. You know what I mean?
Man was chased by Air Bud.
But you gave him the stiff arm, trucked him?
Hey, no, I just darted off. Just get up out, try to get moving.
Thank you, man, for coming on. This has been obviously one of the best spots that we've had on the show. So thanks for your time. I know you're busy.
Thank you guys for allowing me to come on with you, man. I enjoyed it.
Hope you stay safe.
And, hopefully we can see you in the season. And if not, I'm sure we'll get together sometime in the future, man.
We'll always be talking. And tell all your listeners to follow me. I'm at m.jonesdrew32 on Instagram, trying to grow my following up. I'm going to start doing some more IG lives and going on the network a little bit more, answering questions, fantasy stuff. I'm all for it. And if you just want to talk trash, I'll tell you why your team's bad and why those teams.
At MJD on Twitter, right? What is it on Twitter?
At MJD on Twitter.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, you've tweeted me once, and it was on my birthday, and it was because we have the same birthday.
There you go. Happy birthday, man.
Hey, and Eric, when is that?
Pisces?
Nope.
No.
Dang.
You're fake.
No, I'm not fake. I'm before y'all. I'm Aquarius. I know y'all right after me.
We're on the cusp. Aries, Pisces, March 23rd.
I was about to guess. Why you telling me?
You got the Pisces wrong, so you lose.
I guess so. I'll work on it. I'll work on my friendship.
By the way, I found this when I was looking for my jersey. What jersey I was going to wear today?
The
Game
good old
day,
days.
Jags Colts 2009. Lost, but it was lit.
I feel like that was yesterday.
Dang.
It
Yeah.
was crazy. Good times.
Good times.
I know. Well, more to come, man. More to come. Keep grinding out here. Appreciate you for coming on.
Thanks, man.
Go Jags.
All right, man. I'll see you guys later, man. Go Jags.
All right, good
Take care.
Jags.
I'm horny.
That was successful.
Saw you upgraded the account. Why you rich?
I did.
You did. I
I
saw
didn't.
the screen pop up. It said, "This call has been upgraded for unlimited time" or something.
Ah, damn. No, they do that sometimes as a gift. They just do it randomly. I didn't do that.
We got a random gift.
We could have gone longer. Could have done the top. I was monitoring what kind of style he was going with. What's by the book
Yeah.
to do like top 100 off the dome.
Yeah, there would have been a lot of pausing.
Yeah, it would have been. I would have been stuck.
Yeah, I know. I saw it in there, and I still couldn't think of nothing all day. Like,
I also took
can't
out my question. If you were an NBA player, who would it be, and why is
even-
it
and why Kyle Lowry?
and why is it Kyle Lowry?
Because
I
you
put
kind of
that
thick,
out.
my nigga. I said that.
Yeah, I just feel like that interview wasn't gonna go in that direction easily. He
We
just
could've-
doesn't.
we
He
could've-
didn't know our personalities.
We could have snuck it in there. They're only on the 11th hole. Still not over.
Jeez, I guess I'll turn that on. All right, I'm in this call so I can download it.
Oh, gotta make sure I get another Theraman in me before that.
All right.
He's so proper. Kind of.
The Rock?
No,
Or
MJD.
Jones-Drew?
He's really proper
Oh.
and professional.
Because of his interaction on Instagram?
No, like on camera. I think it's because of the NFL Network stuff.
Yeah, I watch him be like, he'll have like a set behind him, like if he's on the NFL Network or something.
He's gonna be in a tie.
Meanwhile, I look like shit.
Or he's smoking a cigar. Well, either way,
That'd be
one
sick.
of those spectrums.
NBA news. This is some good shit. Let's copy that. There's a report out there that Walt Disney World, the Orlando Walt Disney World, not to get confused with Disneyland in Los Angeles.
Boo.
Yeah, boo.
Anaheim.
Oh,
Before we get corrected by some Disney fad, Ryan.
Ryan. What'd you say? Disney
Ryan.
what?
Fad.
Oh.
Chill.
Almost came through the screen.
Come on, boy. I'm a big Disney fan, but not that much. You know, I'm not going to trash anybody for being a super fan of the Mickey Mouse.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
Oh, that's
All
way
right.
better.
Mine was way better.
That's what I said.
Oh. Walt Disney World front runner to host the remainder of the NBA season.
I'm joking.
I wrote this one. This one was written by Andrew Willis. Walt Disney World Resort is reportedly the clear front runner to become NBA's playing site if the season restarts as 2019 and 2020 season, according to multiple reports. Disney World is apparently the leader in the clubhouse over other cities like Las Vegas and Houston, according to The Athletic. The NBA pressed pause on its season Wednesday, as y'all know, March 11th, after the Jazz player. Who was it? Who was the Jazz player?
Player.
A Jazz player apparently tested positive. Was that Gobert?
Oh, talking when it's kicked off. Yeah, Rudy Gobert. And
Rudy Gobert tested positive. It wasn't long until the entire entertainment industry came to a halt. In April, Yahoo Sports outlined various reasons why Walt Disney World would make sense to host the NBA restart under the current pandemic. Walt Disney World Resorts has the hotel space. When's the last time you went to Disney?
last year, probably.
Oh, damn. Guess you're realer than I
I might be
thought.
capping.
Yeah, you could be capping. Disney, as you know, has a hotel space to accommodate the players and staff from all 30 NBA teams, especially if the resorts are still closed to the public, which I imagine they will be, because I think they're looking at late July. And even more practical, there are some hotels that are not far from Disney's ESPN Wild World of Sports complex. And inside the ESPN wide world of sports is the HP Fieldhouse, which is 70,000 square foot. I got a typo. I said 70,000 square complex, capable of hosting televised basketball games. And there's also this thing called the arena, which can also host basketball games and be fitted for television.
It is a huge complex. I never seen the arenas, though. I didn't know they had basketball arenas. I only saw the baseball field and the football fields.
Yeah. And an important qualification of an NBA host would be the ability to keep players and staff safe. The NBA could resume in Las Vegas, like, as you guys know, host the NBA Summer League, but they wouldn't be in like a true bubble. Walt Disney World, unlike Las Vegas, they own and operate their entire 40 square mile property, which is near Orlando. So they control what comes and goes. Mm-hmm. It's like a mini city.
It is the city. It should be called just Disney.
Yeah. Additionally, the
Disney,
NBA, the NBA and Disney already have a relationship through NBA's TV deals with ESPN and ABC, each owned by Disney. NBA also has a partnership with Disney, opening up the NBA experience at Disney Springs.
Haven't been yet.
And finally, our governor here, Eric, Governor of Florida, Ron DeSantis, has already stated that he welcomes all sports leagues to Florida.
Oh, yeah.
He said, quote, "What I would tell commissioners of leagues is if you have a team in an area where they just won't let them operate, we'll find a place for you here in the state of Florida."
And that place is Disney.
Yeah.
You see Ben Rose got Ben Rose. Who? Ben Simmons got cornrows.
He got what? Oh, cornrows?
Yeah, Ben Simmons got cornrows now.
Really? I've only seen
Leonard.
him with a crew cut or whatever.
Yeah, me too. Must have been growing that shit out during the quarantine, and now he's got cornrows. He did a Beats by Dre ad on Twitter, and I saw him with the cornrows. Could be Photoshop, but I doubt it.
I hope we see everyone in Disney. That would be really cool.
Everyone should be healthy. They've had plenty of time to heal whatever the hell's wrong with them. Hopefully Embiid don't got the shits anymore.
Hopefully Gobert don't have the corona anymore.
I'm sure that's gone by now. He gets it again. In other sadder news, legendary NBA coach Jerry Sloan passed away this past week. I'm sure Andy doesn't know who that is, but I was a big fan of his Jazz teams because they were fun to watch. Not saying I was a Jazz fan, but I do remember those days when they had the mountains on their jerseys and they were purple and blue. They're much better jerseys than the shitty ones they have now that say Jazz with the music symbol on them. Ugly jerseys.
I thought Denver had the mountains.
Yeah, I'm saying back in the day, the Jazz had the mountains, and they were really sick. Jerry Sloan, I haven't finished the Jordan doc, but I'm pretty sure Sloan coached the Jazz team that Jordan played in the finals, in Jordan's final year winning the championship. But I'm not there yet. Don't spoil it on Twitter for me. But man, those teams with Darren Williams, AK-47, OG
Who's
Boozer,
that?
your boy OG Boozer.
Who's AK-47?
Oh, Andrei Kirilenko. He's Russian. OG Gordon Hayward, Jazz. Remember, he was a Jazz boy. Mehmet Okur. He used to be I think he used to shoot threes. Kyle Korver was up on the Jazz. Paul Millsap.
Goodness.
But, yeah, Jazz always had a straight team, but they just couldn't get over the West hump because it was dominated by Duncan and Kobe for like a decade. And now they're both gone. More ways than one. Yikes. But Jerry had Parkinson's. I think I got a form of Parkinson's. And he had a form of dementia.
Okay.
So
Don't just gloss over that. What are you talking about?
Hey, R.I.P. Jerry Sloan, man. You a legend. On to rants, raves, and reviews. I just have one little rant. I'm so sick and tired of people wrapping their lives. I've said this before on this podcast, but it keeps coming up and it keeps pissing me off that everyone's got to have this personal opinion about celebrities' personal lives, whether it's their family, whether it's like their decisions in their lives. Like, it's none of your business. No one cares about what you think about what the fuck Leonardo DiCaprio's doing in LA, you know? Mind your business and leave it be. It's fucking annoying that everyone puts these celebrities in their own personal pedestal and like worships them and makes them their Twitter avi. Get a life. It's okay to be a fan, but to be obsessed in somebody else's life, your priorities are fucked. That's my rant.
If we see anyone, the first time we see someone with a Dunn and Drew as their avi, you're getting a shout out though. So I'll make that clear.
From Andy.
Of course, I do the shout outs. I got a rave for you. I totally agree with what you said. I got a rave. Joe Rogan has signed an exclusive contract. Hasn't kicked in yet. But his exclusive contract with Spotify will start the end of this year, I believe. So that means all of his episodes are moving to Spotify only, which is wild. No more Apple Podcasts. Also, the videos that he posts his videos of the podcast to YouTube, straight up. They don't even do much editing, if any. It's more linear. They edit as it's happening. So they just press upload. All that usually goes to YouTube, but now it's going to go to Spotify. I didn't even know Spotify had the video, but maybe they're going to start a video library.
Yeah, maybe they debut it with his podcast.
Yeah, maybe if you go to his page, you type in Joe Rogan Experience, you'll see the podcast and you'll see the videos right under that. That'd be great.
Why we next?
Yeah, Spotify. Spotify, call us up. Spotify stock went up because of it. Pretty good. Wish I knew that was coming.
We did
some stock. Yeah, we did. Well,
How often we been on this Spotify wave?
Yeah, but I didn't know it was going to start signing exclusive deals. Gary Vee told me. He told me the other day. I was listening to him walking around shopping in Publix, and he said, one day, and I'm surprised this hasn't happened yet, these podcast outlets will start signing personalities, podcasts to exclusive deals. And you're going to have to go there, Spotify, Apple, you're going to have to go there if you want to listen to Joe Rogan, Views, Dunn and Drew, Part of My Take. If you want to listen to that, you're going to have to go to that outlet. And I also am surprised it didn't happen sooner. But Spotify kicks it off with, what if it becomes a war? Like now Apple's got to sign someone. I bet Apple does Part of My Take.
Probably. Dave's probably already in their email. Because he's making most of the money from those podcasts anyway. Like the Call Her Daddy story.
So they're going to start, it might be a bidding war. I wonder if Joe went to Apple and said, hey, this is how much they're offering. What you got?
How much you think that contract is? That's 3 years, right?
3 years. I'm hearing $100 million.
Shit.
I wonder if there's going to be ads still. I assume. Like,
gotta be.
You can still do ads. They're not going to say, you can be on our network, but no more ads. So he's going to make what he makes now. Actually, the play count will probably go down a little bit. So the ads may not pay as much.
But it don't matter because he's making that.
Yeah, he's going to.
That guaranteed 3-year deal. Why he in the NBA.
Yeah, right? And he's not getting injured. So
no, he's not. So if you're listening to this, I know a lot of you have reached out to me, maybe Andy, maybe both of us about you starting your own podcast and being inspired to start your own. Now's the time to get in on it.
No,
I know.
Yesterday was the time.
Yesterday. No, now, because the past is over. Because Gary Vee sent me that post. Looking backward, fuck with your neck.
Yeah, Gary Vee randomly DMs Eric. Yeah, why isn't that focusing?
So bright.
Gary Vee just randomly DMs Eric saying with one of his posts saying, what does it say?
Looking backwards fucks with your neck. The graphic of him going.
Gary shared his own post to Eric
and said real.
I guess it does seem like something he'd do. Just like go through people, just stay connected, because he's all about that social media.
Yeah, he is. He's real. If
So
anybody's real, Gary's real.
I told Eric, hey, let him know that we're available if he wants to hop on.
Yep. I DM'd Gary back, said, hey, you available for a few minutes on the pod? He's with his kids, you know. He doesn't probably get much time with them. So.
Yeah, weekend he disappears from, not disappear from social media, but definitely less of a footprint on the weekend. So
leaves Dustin and D-Rock in charge. Probably was them. How'd you say that?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
I got one rave. Migos still got it. Fucking love them.
Why? What'd they do?
They just dropped a new single on Friday.
You love Migos.
It was with NBA.
Kind of annoys me.
Because they're ad-libs. You don't like their ad-libs?
I guess. Just
Whatever.
that's the group that you like.
I've been rocking with them since 2014. They got me through college.
I want you on Drake.
What group?
I want you on
That's not a
Drake
group.
like you're on Migos. I'm not, artists.
Yeah, we don't have too many similar tastes in music.
Barely.
No, not really at all.
You're not listening to Troye Sivan?
Who? You listening to Kirk Franklin?
Who?
Great rave here. My credit cards are paid off. My credit score is now above 750.
How the hell did you get your credit score above 750?
By paying off my debt.
Still, it's supposed to take time even after you pay off your
I've
debt.
had the cards between 4 and 7 years. So I've had this debt that long.
All of your credit cards are paid off.
Yes.
I thought you weren't supposed to do that till the end of the year.
Well, that was the goal. I expedited the fuck out of that shit because COVID helped.
Holy shit. That's
I'm
congrats.
lying though because one of them isn't, but it's a business credit card, so it's not on my credit report. So if I want to go buy a car for the first time ever in my life and they rip my credit score, that card won't be on it because it's under my business name. So that card isn't paid off, but that's not a priority because I'm not getting charged that interest on it like I was these other ones. So all these other bullshit ones, they're all paid off. Zero balances.
Wow.
Credit score is excellent.
That
and
would feel.
And I'm feeling great.
That's coming for me soon. I feel. I got a Best Buy credit card.
Hey, but don't feel bad because I had 8 cards.
That's crazy.
A lot of people don't have 8.
And they were all what, maxed?
Most were maxed.
Fuck me. Jesus.
We're talking like balances upwards of 8,000, 7,000, 6,000.
I would feel drown. I would drown.
I was drowned. That's why they
Especially
were high
you.
for 4 years.
Can't swim. That's
Me.
not a racist joke. He actually literally can't swim.
Yeah, but I live 5 minutes from the beach. So if we ever get a tsunami,
You're
RIP.
out.
I'm out.
Wiping you. That's why you're kind of nervous every hurricane.
A little bit. I'd be like, oh,
It's
shit. The house cave in, the rain start pouring in and rising. I'm done.
South Daytona water table, not that pretty.
I should invest in a life jacket because those work
Jesus. You keep a life jacket hanging up in your room.
for a hurricane.
That's for the hurricane that comes once a year.
Hey, my street only been flooded once in my entire time living here, so my chances are good. But you know
Guess you
what
died in
happened?
the house then.
What happened in Houston? If that happened here, I'd be terrified.
Oh, this is good. Oh, that's you.
Review?
Wait. Oh, review. Sorry. Ugh.
Tanked.
So speaking of Gary V, he always promotes the hell out. That's not the right word. He always emphasizes the use for small businesses. You have to fuck unless it's a Super Bowl. Fuck advertising. What?
You said you have to fuck. So I was like, you have to fuck.
Fuck advertising on TV, Facebook, Instagram ads. That's where it's at.
I agree.
Aside from branding, that's a whole nother story. But if you're advertising, if you're rolling ads out to the public, Facebook, Instagram, but now you can do them in one through Facebook. So that's what I did the other day, yesterday actually. I picked my favorite video that I released recently on my A. Willis Production Facebook page, and I put it out. It's really awesome. You can say, I want it to go out to, because I do weddings, I want it to go out to women between this age who are newly engaged. and I picked like 5 cities that I'm familiar with, sent it out, and it's hitting like a certain number of people a day. And today I got my first bite, and I gave them a price. They're gonna get back with me. So it could pay, and I'm paying $2 a day for 5 days. So I'm paying $10.
And if your budget gets bigger, then that just means you can make bigger ads. And
if my budget was $20 a day for 5 to 10 days, oh my goodness.
It's great. That's why Gary Vee stresses like they're underpriced right now, because you can reach
definitely underpriced.
You can reach the most specific target.
Yeah,
and millions of people. So
like Facebook knows you better than the TV ad knows you. Like TV doesn't know exactly who's watching. Facebook, they know exactly who's watching, and they can only send it out.
Facebook tells your ass, pick who you want this to go to.
Yeah.
You did a video, right? I'm sure.
What?
Was your ad a video or a picture?
Yeah.
Did you have a call to action? Was there like a
it says message
website?
Me.
Oh.
No, I didn't do website. I wanted like direct. I didn't want too many steps.
Gotcha.
So it has a video, and then underneath the video says message.
Message me. Hey, I just saw your video inquiring about nice.
Yeah.
You're on the come up.
I'm learning.
I have one review. I don't know if you guys saw. You should have saw. It was trending all day on Saturday. Vice President Joe Biden went on The Breakfast Club and did an 18-minute or so interview with Charlemagne, the God he calls himself. And the topic at hand was to discuss, Charlemagne was trying to get Joe Biden to tell everyone why, and that too, why black people should be voting for Biden and what Biden has in store for policies relating to black people and helping black people. And like with any politician that gets on airwaves to talk or about anything, it stayed off topic. And he never answered a question directly. It always went to Joe Biden talking about what he's done in the past or deflecting anything that Charlemagne deemed as wrong, and Joe Biden being like, no, that's not what happened. This is what happened, making himself look better. So that happened, as we see with every politician's interviews ever. And at the end, for some reason, Joe Biden had the audacity to say, if you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump, then you ain't black. And then President Trump decided to come out the following day with T-shirts that clearly looked photoshopped with a black model wearing a white tee with the quote on it, -Joe Biden. So we just out here getting mocked right now, but it's going to be another one of those elections where we got to pick between two evils. I don't understand how Joe Biden was in the White House with Barack Obama for 8 years and learned nothing about talking or being
black people,
sensitive or being on or something. Like, who says that? Trump ain't even say that.
No, well, Trump did. Remember, Trump, look at my African American over there.
But that's funny, you know.
It was. I mean, yeah, I think that's hilarious.
Look at my African American over there. I mean,
he won't apologize for that, which is the difference between these two people. He won't apologize for that. Biden, I think, has tried to talk back. I think he did apologize for it. He said he was too. He used a big word. I can't remember what it was. Where did you send me? What?
I was like, Stephen A. word. Stephen A. just saying some shit I can't.
Where'd you send me that? Because our reaction to it was pretty funny.
It was in the text message thread with Tommy.
Oh, Tommy. Okay, let me look.
Dad. I think you're like, oh, wow. Yeah, it's not too far up.
I said, wow, Trump winning in a landslide.
Trump in 4. Trump in 4.
Trump in 4. Sweep.
Yeah, I almost said a joke, but it wasn't going to be funny. I was going to be like, election going to be over by New Hampshire, but what does that mean?
I don't know what that means.
Because like, it's not like we know what states are voting in what order.
Well, usually...
Or do we?
Never mind. I don't want to try to talk politics because I'm not 100% sure about my facts.
Yeah, but I saw somebody say this, and they wonder why niggas don't vote. And it's true, somebody snapped me like during the primary, and they were like, "Hey, you going to vote?" And I said no. And they were like, "Why not?" I was like, "My voice don't matter." And you can argue with me, but that's what I believe, and there's nothing you're going to tell me that makes me not believe that. Because Bernie and Biden never even really had a battle. Biden just destroyed him. And all these people on Twitter were like, Twitter seemed like it was 100% Bernie.
Oh, yeah.
And this
100%.
man just got destroyed.
Luckily, well, I shouldn't say that. I don't want to expose myself. Twitter is not like the real world.
It's not at all. Everyone's all talk. No one puts anything to action. Except me. Because my credit cards are paid off. I'm about that action, y'all. I don't just talk on this pod. Tom Brady just holed out.
What's that mean?
It was like a long putt, and it went around the lip and came out.
All right, so listen to this story. This is my review. I'm reviewing the wedding videography company. I'm talking a lot about wedding videography on this podcast.
Hey, self-promo.
I'm reviewing the wedding videography company called Copper Stallion Media. As y'all know, I do wedding videography on the side, and this story from this wedding video company is one of the wildest ones I've read. And this is the worst wedding videography company in the world, and you'll see why. It's crazy. Okay, here's the story. The wedding videography company Copper Stallion Media is apparently not refunding a man. They're based in Colorado Springs, by the way. They're not refunding a man who recently lost his fiance in a car crash. He apparently hired Copper Stallion Media to shoot him and his wife's wedding video, or his fiance's wedding video, and signed a contract which made the money, the down payment, $1,800 or full payment. It made it non-refundable. Non-refundable, like if the couple breaks up, I guess death is written in there. But you assume that like if that happens, you just don't even think about it. You sign. So they don't refund the man after he loses his wife in a car crash. The company receives a bunch of bad reviews on their website, and it's subject of an online smear campaign, according to the company. So, as a result, Copper Stallion's client experience manager, Allison Davis, kills herself. They receive so many bad reviews, and she just can't put up with it, apparently, that she kills herself. So now you have two dead people in this relationship. So Copper Stallion posts this on their Instagram page. Yesterday, our company was subject to an online smear campaign for not refunding a client who died in a car accident. The client signed a non-refundable contract. As a result, friends, family, and strangers have emailed, called, and left reviews of our company on social media. Online bullying is real, and Allison took her life because of this. We are in contact with local authorities to see what can be done. We are also reaching out to counsel to see what legal action we can take. No company should have to go through this for upholding a signed legal document. And they wrote on their website, like, here's a few. Non-refundable deposits are the industry standard. Since the smear campaign started, we have received numerous emails. We are documenting everything to build our case against Justin Mortney, whose wife died. It is not right for the people to go online and trash a company. This contract was non-refundable. We will never refund Justin Mortney, even with the online threats and harassment. We have required blah, 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 blah.
Why'd you emphasize never? Was it in all caps?
Yeah.
Jesus.
So my take is, yes, when you sign a document,
you're legally binded.
Yes, but if you're a good company and you do well, your business does well, and you want to do well in the future, you should have the common sense, or unless you just don't have a PR department, you should have the common sense to refund someone $1,800 if their fucking wife dies. I get it if they break up or they hire someone else, that you're not giving him the money back. But if his wife dies, are you kidding me? What do you think about this?
Well, it shouldn't even be in there.
What shouldn't be in there?
The fact that they're saying that they won't refund anybody if that's what it said, right? They won't no refund, non-refundable
Non-refundable. I don't think
at
it
all.
says. By the
it
way,
doesn't. It doesn't speculate.
I don't think it says if your wife dies, we're not giving you your money. I think it just says non-refundable.
Okay, then yeah, you should have the audacity, the couth, to be like, "We're so sorry this happened. Here's your money back."
Yeah.
Obviously, that's just. I feel like
And they're
that's-
playing the
that's-
victim here.
It's common practice here. Yeah, they're playing the victim because they got trash talk. No shit. And
You should have seen this coming.
the woman who took her life. Sorry to hear that, but replace her with another employee if she was having trouble handling all that email load and reading all that hate. That's the company's fault again for not checking up on her. I'm sure she was stressed. She may have not said anything to the company, and she might have, but that's 2 L's from them. So it looks like A. Willis Productions coming to take their place.
Yeah, and I've only done 6 weddings, more or less, and even I have the business sense to know that. Even I, who lives paycheck to paycheck, would give someone their money back. If I had already taken their money and invested it in gear, I would make sure that I make money or sell the shit that I bought back to give them their money back. And this company who's able to hire videographers, looks like the company has videographers under them that they...
Yeah, they're contracting employees, people out
they
to
contract
do work
out
for
and
them.
Oh my goodness.
They got
I
people
can't
on
believe
payroll.
this. This is like the worst business decision I have heard in a while. Not like I often hear business decisions. I don't know. I'm in the industry. Me and my business partners.
I've heard nothing like this.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah, that's wild.
And now you have the blood of your. No, I can't say that. But
They do though.
yeah, it's your.
You
fault.
have the blood of your employee on your desk.
Oh,
I gotta
goodness.
chill.
Yeah, I gotta chill on that one. Because it might not have been blood. Could have hung herself.
It's true.
So we're taking that one out. I'm not saying that on there. Got any last thoughts before we call MJD and I piss?
My last thought, speaking of money, there's a lot of it out here, so let's go
Get it?
get it. Come on.
A lot of money out here. Yeah, I think Jeff Bezos is about to become a trillionaire.
Yeah. Joe Rogan, $100 million contract. Call her
there's
daddy,
mil-
make it
there's just
$500K. Come on, there's money flowing out here,
Money
y'all.
out there.
Let's go get it.
Let's get it.
That's what we got to do. We got to get this money. There's a value on it. That's
Money,
how we got to
money.
sustain our
Yeah,
lives in this country, at least. So let's get it. That's our show, guys. Thank you for listening. Make sure you guys rate and review us on iTunes. Share this episode with your
Subscribe
parents,
on
friends,
YouTube.
enemies.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm on my spiel right now. You always interrupt me. Make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. And if you would like exclusive access to episodes, behind the scenes content, make sure you
edit that
guys
shit.
text us. I was trying to find the number. Where is it? Text Dunn and Drew to 386-204-6499. Do it now if you didn't do it in the introduction. We will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching. Shout out to everybody who got stickers. Make sure y'all post those on the stories and tag us. They're hype. You got a little gift with it, so appreciate y'all. Thanks for listening. This has been Dunn and Drew, baby.